going to run you through a concept called heartChain, and this is all about getting a peer-to-peer network way of achieving data types, data packaging, and ongoing verification, and community governance and consensus over the standards in a dynamic way. So it's just a proof of concept, some code, some pseudocode, some UI. So here what we want to get to on this screen here. So we've got two live data types, heart and beats per minute, and there's 937 pending waiting governance and acceptance by the community. So how do you get a data type accepted? Well, the first stage is to propose it. So I'd filled in heart. You have to fill in a GitHub URL for the proposal, so people can read more detail why the spec should be what it is. And then here's where your semantic web stuff comes in, so you can say, I've got my Bluetooth standard, which is what the hardware from the source. You've got ontologies in the medical world, so and then the schema.org has some ontologies too. I'm just making these up for these of access, but you put the full URL. You submit them, and the whole project's running on a series of Ethereum smart contracts. So anyway, so that's now proposed. There's forwarded on to the governance DAO, where the active proposed data types go under a voting mechanism. Again, this is just very simplistic, but we want to express a vote for heart. So again, this DAO will have to go into time scales of acceptance, the procedure you get to qualify to vote, and these are all big issues, but in principle. And there we go, a vote added to that standard we just created. So eventually, a portfolio of data types, and of course the data doesn't come out in one single data type. It needs, a table. So for example, a wearable gives you these 7 columns, and they'll all be mapped to the data type, which is marked to the smart contract for it. And then within certain data types, there may be different kinds of coding, so I call that subcoding. So that'd be another feature that would need to be built in. So in this case, 255 means that the sensor hasn't generated a reading, so it's like a fault. But obviously, you wouldn't want that interpreted as being a heart rate. Person, unlikely to have a heart rate of 255. Okay, so we've got the data types and data packaging, and then we need to deploy that into the raw data. So here's where you can use a decentralized storage. So here's the data coming off the wearable, which I can then drag to this UI to get the IPFS address. And here's where it comes a bit more not coded out yet, but the logic here is now that you don't want to just upload the raw data. You want to combine it with that packaging, and this would be a new bit of software that actually embeds and certifies that the data types and data packaging have all been agreed with the main chain. So this is pretty cool, because every file that comes off, say every megabit or every 5 minutes or 10 every day, the chain has verification, and we can prove that the data types marked up with the raw data are actually data types that are live in the network. So this is all peer-to-peer crypto, but at the same time these can be published to the public web. And so we have create using JSONLD. So here we really have to go to the source. And if we expand it, I've created a new standard that I've also using schema.org. But the easier way is to visualize, you know, the JSONLD in a terms table. And so each particular here, the actual heart, would map to that smart contract through Ethereum namespace, or in projects like IPLD. We have the same for, oh, this is slightly different. So now that lots of people are authoring their data sets in different storage protocols, then it is now able to do programmable search indexing science. So here someone's did a query, and not only is it picking up the decentralized smart contract associated data types, it's also going to the traditional public web and picking up fig shared repos that have been marked with the solid or JSONLD structure. So this is pretty cool. Just proof of concept, proof of thinking, open for feedback and thoughts. Thanks.